guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Rob, and in today's video I want to speak about 11 mistakes you might be making in your weight loss process that if you just took some time to reevaluate and make these changes, you would make your weight loss process so much easier. We're going to get into all that and more in this video right now. Alright guys, so for starters, number one, and a big number one, stop neglecting your sleep. I don't know where you are in your life. You might be an adolescent and you might be in that stage where you like to be up and you like to party and you like to drink and all that shit. You might be a little older in life, you might have kids, you might have responsibilities, or you might be someone that just thinks that sleep is not important for you. But that's bullshit. It's incredibly important and it is hindering your weight loss progress. So here's the thing. If you don't sleep, obvious things will happen. You'll be tired, but more than that, it'll be difficult for you to put your all towards your activity, whether that be your cardio, walking, getting steps in, or more importantly, your gym work. When you get into the gym, the more energy that you have and the more rested you are, the more intensity you're gonna have to put into your workouts, and therefore the more calories you're gonna burn. Not to mention, if you're having intense workouts, when you recover, you're only going to be burning even more calories. So it is essential that you get your sleep in order, not just for your overall health, but for your best possible outcome in terms of your weight loss goals. Number two is you very well might be underestimating your calorie intake. Human beings are really fantastic at this. They just think that they're eating a whole lot less than they actually are. There's a quick fix to this. All you need to do is actually track your calories. But like you actually need to do it. Like you actually need to download MyFitnessPal or whichever other calorie tracker that you like and think is best for you, and actually punch in what you're eating throughout the day. Because instead of just taking guesstimates on what you're eating and then getting pissed off at the end of every week where you're not dropping any weight, some weeks you might even gain it, you can avoid that completely by just tracking your calories. And I'll even go a little bit further than that. If you really want to make things as easy as possible, what you can do after you get your total daily energy expenditure, which we'll get into that a little bit later in the video, and you know exactly what your caloric intake is on a daily basis, all you have to do is really construct a meal plan around foods that you actually like. And you only need to do it one time. And after you do it, it's done. Now you don't have to take the time to track everything you eat throughout the day because you're eating similar foods on a daily basis and everything just becomes very simple. If you want to make this weight loss thing work, make it easy for yourself. Number three, another big mistake that people make is they make their entire weight loss journey all about their cardio. Your cardio cannot be the center of your weight loss goals. You need to be able to branch out and do things more three-dimensionally. If you're doing nothing but cardio and you think that's the only thing you need to use to create a deficit, you're gonna be tired, you're gonna create fatigue, you're gonna be bored out of your mind because how much fucking cardio are you gonna do? And aside from that, it's gonna be really time consuming. The best possible way to do this is to look at this whole thing three-dimensionally. You want to restrict your calories a little bit, you want to increase your activity, your cardio a little bit, and you want to increase the intensity of your workouts a little bit. By doing all of this at once, you'll be able to create the same exact deficit without going to any sort of extremes to do so. Keep that in mind. Number four, another big mistake that people make is they follow a very high-fat diet. And I'm not saying that anything is wrong with healthy fats such as avocado and whatnot, nuts and all that stuff. But the problem is they are incredibly calorie dense. And you can have as little as 2 tablespoons of almond butter and it can cost you 220 calories in a day. You have to look at calories the same way as you look at money, the same way as you look at currency. If you're given a daily budget from your company, let's say, and it's $100 a day, and you start work at 9 a.m., and by 10:30 you blow your budget, then what are you supposed to do to get through the rest of the day? It's very similar when it comes to your calories. If you have 2,000 calories to work with on a daily basis, and that's the entirety of your calorie allowance, you want to make sure that you're really careful with the way that you're allocating all your calories. If you have a diet made up of a lot of high-fat foods, you're not able to take in as much food volume as there are 9 calories in every single gram of fat, as opposed to there being only 4 calories per gram of protein and 4 calories per gram of carb. Where it's really important for you to get in an adequate amount of fat on a daily basis to maintain a proper hormonal balance, it's also counterproductive to have too much fat, as you're going to be eating much less food than you otherwise could have if you just allocated a few more calories to protein and carbs and not just go so heavy on the fats. Number 5, Liquid calories. Just stop. Just stop drinking your fucking calories. I don't even know what else to say about this. Just stop. You literally piss them out 15 to 20 minutes after you consume them. Unless you're consuming your calories to achieve a specific micronutrient goal, as in taking 4 ounces of cranberry juice in so you can get in your iodine, or having a couple of ounces of orange juice in the morning because you just like it and it's actual real orange juice and not some processed shit like Minute Maid, then I can understand that. But when people are blowing all their calories on Starbucks and sodas and after dinner drinks and alcoholic beverages, it's just ridiculous, and you are making this so much more difficult for yourself. Just fucking stop. Number 6. If your training intensity isn't on point, you need to get it on point. Low training intensity during your sessions is not doing you any good. As a matter of fact, it's really costing you a lot of calories that you could be burning, and more importantly, you not only burn calories throughout your session, but you're going to burn even more days after when you're still recovering from the same session if it was intense enough. And even more importantly than that, if you actually want to improve upon the way that you look, aside from just losing weight, you need to be focusing on improving your body composition, and that's only going to come by working to get stronger and successfully achieving hypertrophy when you're training. Number 7, and this is a big one, you are likely not calculating your calorie deficit correctly. Now, there's no reason for this, like no reason at all, because luckily for you and me, there are things called TDEE calculators, and this is where you can go online, punch in a bunch of numbers, and get your total daily energy expenditure in a matter of a few seconds. So it's extremely important that you use these calculators, because a lot of times if you're just doing basic math, you're going to get it wrong. Now, there is a trick when you're using these calculators, because in order to use them correctly, you need to make sure that you input the correct information, especially the correct activity level. And here's the thing about the activity level. Human beings are full of shit. They're so good at making themselves out to be better than they really are at things. So if you think you have a really high activity level, always lowball yourself. Put that you have a moderate activity level. If you have a moderate activity level and you're really sure of that, put that you have a low activity level. Because you want to make sure that when it gives you your calculation back, it's going to give you the correct calculation that you can then reduce from that and create your calorie deficit. And by overestimating, you're just going to make it even more difficult for yourself, because it's going to give you a number that's not incredibly accurate. So always lowball yourself when it comes to your activity level. And lastly, and we already mentioned this, once you actually have your caloric deficit and you know that you've calculated it correctly, make sure to track your calories. Number 8, reduce your stress levels. If you're a hot mess and you're running around all the time and you're pulling your fucking hair out of your head, please understand that that's not helping you. I do understand that everybody has stress in their lives. Some people have children that drive them crazy. Sometimes we have financial struggles. Sometimes we have difficult jobs. Sometimes life is just stressing us out, but there are ways to mitigate that. And to be honest with you, the very best way to mitigate that is through a fitness regimen. By doing what you're actually doing now and by following it to the T, all you're going to do is actually reduce your stress levels. So just by being more consistent with what you're doing in regards to your diet, your fitness, and your training, you will then lower your stress levels significantly and avoid all the cravings for all the junk food and shit calories that come with that. And that actually ties directly into number 9, which is consistency. This should go without saying, but some people just don't get it. You really need to be consistent with this stuff in order to lose weight successfully. You don't have to be 10 out of 10. I like to preach an 80-20 approach. That's 80%, and that's totally understandable because that's life. But outside of that, it kind of starts to just become totally your fault. So this stuff needs to become daily practice, and the best way to do that is to make and build habits around everything that you do. Once everything that you're doing here becomes a habit, you start to do it without even thinking about it. And once you're on automatic, it is an absolute 100% guarantee that you're going to get to where you want to go at some point or another. All of this is really simple. It's not easy, but it's very simple. Number 10, stay the fuck away from diet fads. Whenever you see some kind of an infomercial on the television or the computer or wherever you consume your stuff, and it says that you can lose 10 pounds in the next 6 days, guaranteed, all you have to do is it's always bullshit. Not even almost, always. You need to understand that nothing immediate is ever permanent. Anything that happens too fast is really hard to sustain. But on the other hand, gradual is permanent. If you do things slowly and you take your time with it, you kind of ease into the process and your body will follow. If you lose 16 pounds in 4 days on a water diet, just know that the second you put even an ounce of food into your system, that weight is going to come back so fucking quickly, you're not even going to know what hit you. So be gradual. Take your time with this stuff. And number 11, and this is the big one, which is why I saved it for last. You need to change your mindset around this entire process. If you look at it as it is miserable, then you are going to be miserable while you do it. And just remember the reasons behind why you're here in the first place. The reason you're even putting effort into making this change in yourself is because you believe that you're important enough to be the best version of you that you can be, and that's why you're doing this. Shift your mindset. This is not a negative. You're pushing away the shit food because you want to be healthy. You're looking to lose weight because you want to be around for a long time. You're looking to change the way your body looks so you can get in a bathing suit and look hot. These are all positives. That is not negative. Nothing having to do with this is negative. Change your mindset surrounding this weight loss process. All right, guys, we made it to the end of the video. I really, really hope that you found all of that to be very helpful, or at least somewhat helpful. Quick announcement, I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers. The second I get there, I'm going to be taking on one person for a free 16-week transformation, all on me. The only requirements is that you actually have to need one. You can join by checking the link down in the description, following me on Instagram, sending me a message, letting me know that you're interested. And the second I hit 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, I'm going to select one person and we will begin immediately. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, share with your boys, share with your girl, and let me know what you want to see in the next video. Drop a comment below. Thanks for watching. Peace.